This is not merely a building. It's a sanctuary of remembrance, a threshold where the veil parts, and minds once lulled to sleep begin to rise. This is the house of reawakening minds.
I entered in silence, intellect, and despair, seeking refuge from illusions thick in the air. Walls lined with scrolls, lectures dense with light, where knowledge resurrects what was hidden from sight. No pulpit performance, no charismatic show, just a word in its purity, allowing the soul to grow. History unpacked with surgical precision, exposing falsehood, restoring vision. They taught me jurisdiction, the power of a name, how to stand in one's truth, free from legal games, from colonial codes to Moorish descent. I learned that ignorance is the true imprisonment. Not just a church, this is consciousness refined. I found myself inside the house of.
This is sacred ground, not just wood and stone. A haven for the seekers who once felt alone. Here the veil is lifted, the contract unwinds. In the house of reawakening minds. Truth is the altar, wisdom is the flame. Every soul remembered, every bloodline reclaimed. Time collapses and the spirit aligns. Inside the house of reawakening
We
light.
speak of capitis, diminution, and trust law with grace, pulling veils from the statues that distort the race. Reverend Doctor don't preach, she teaches through metaphysical keys and universal speeches. From Egypt to Amexim, maps are redrawn, and the minds of the lost are profoundly reborn. They decode etymology, undo the brands, expose how black was a corporate sleight of hand. This is reclamation through language and tone, when status is corrected and sovereigns are grown. From natural law to the astrological signs, the cosmos converge in these sacred confines. This ain't dogma, it's the science of the divine. Every lecture a seed in the garden of the
You
mind.
said know thyself but gave no guide, until I found the house where illusions died. Here the soul remembers, the contract is clear. We are the heirs and the ancestors cheer. This is sacred ground, not just wood and stone. A haven for the seekers who once felt alone. Here the veil is lifted, the contract unwinds. In the house of reawakening minds. Truth is the altar, wisdom is the flame. Every soul remembered, every bloodline reclaimed. Time collapses and the spirit aligns. Inside the house of reawakening.
They don't ask you to believe, only to remember. You are not lost, you've simply been rendered, redacted by systems, misclassified by law. But the house restores what the paper man saw. It's not just theology, it's the restitching of fate, the alignment of cosmos with your birthright state. Genealogy meets metaphysics, past meets now. The veil is a lie and this house shows how. They speak a treaty, jurisdiction and name, that being black was never a rightful claim. They restore divine memory through patience and fire, raising minds from bondage in the conscious empire. No choir needed when the frequency's high. It's the house where illusions die.
House of reawakening minds, where scholars become sages and the forgotten reclaim the eternal.
Well, happy Tuesday, everyone, and welcome to House of Reawakening Minds, official House of Reawakening Minds. I'm your host, Dr. G, and I'd like to welcome those who are joining us on official House of Reawakening Minds channel, as well as everyone watching on Dr. G Always Glitching. We had a little glitch, and so our Always Glitching music didn't play. But before we begin tonight's program, I'd like to ask you to share, to like, share, and if you have not already done so, subscribe to our channel. This is a very important segment. There's really not enough of us on here tonight for the information that's going to be shared and the demonstrations that you're going to experience. So please, please, please let somebody know that we're on, and please, please share. It's so good to be back in your presence. I know many of you have reached out over the past month and a half through phone calls, through texts, emails, and social media to check on both myself and Grand Sheik Taj Tariq Bey. So, we really want to make sure that you know that we appreciate your well wishes and your continued support.
Can you hear me?
I'm sorry, let me mute my guest. If you can hear me in the chat, let me make sure. Put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me, please. I could see my guest that he could not hear me. So can you hear me? Okay, so you hear me. I'm not sure what's happening with Dr. Lee. Okay. All right. Anyway, your support, I want to say this, has meant more than you know. And both Grand Sheik and I, we sincerely appreciate every one of you. And the good news, as I said, is we're doing well. Both of us doing well. And, life sometimes requires us to step away for a season to tend to matters that, stuff that can't wait. That's what we've been doing. While we haven't been broadcasting, we haven't been idle. In fact, we've been working behind the scenes on several important projects and really preparing for what's coming. And although we've been away from the camera, I couldn't wait any longer to share another exciting opportunity with those of you who are interested in taking a more active role in your own health and wellness, as well as, my own wellness journey of at least the past 5 or 6 years. Some of you have been following me, has led me to explore into a variety of holistic approaches to supporting the body's natural ability to heal and thrive. And along the way, I've met some remarkable, amazing practitioners who are helping people think differently about health and wellness, not simply treating illness, but promoting balance, vitality, and overall well-being. Well, tonight, I'm excited to introduce you to one of those individuals. And I hope I can get him back on camera. Let me see. Dr. Lee, can you hear me? Dr. Lee? Let me make sure. I'm not sure what's going on with him. He was on screen. Dr. Lee, okay, he's going to probably come back on. Let me just give his introduction. Joining us this evening is naturopathic Dr. Aitasi Lee. He's a pioneering energy therapist and naturopath. He's a master herbalist, and he's a Kundalini Reiki Master. I think I got you on screen now. Whose work bridges ancient wisdom with modern frequency science. Oh, we lost him again. And known for his intuitive yet grounded approach, Dr. Lee L supports the body's natural ability to restore balance through plant-based frequency and energy wellness practices. His work reaches clients around the world, and often without physical contact. That's the the wonderful, amazing things, while he's empowering individuals to become active participants in their own well-being. And we want to be a part of our own well-being, because we don't want to leave everything in the hands of anybody else. And at the heart of this mission is a simple but profound truth. And this is a direct quote from him. When energy is aligned, the body remembers how to heal. So let me see if I can.
Okay. I can't hear you.
You cannot hear me. Okay, we hear you. We
I
hear
can't hear
you.
you, Dr. G. And this
Okay, so let me.
I can
You
try to log
all,
out and log right back in.
yeah, let me. Okay, everybody, please sit tight.
Let's see.
Not sure why we're having problems, but listen, let me talk to you. You're right. It's been a while. I've been off maybe 6 weeks. I think we haven't done anything in about 6 weeks. We have had our in-person for Friday civics class here, but we have not done any lives. I haven't done office hours. I haven't done Dr. G always glitching, and I haven't done official House of Real Awakening Minds. So we realized that many of you were like, "What's going on? Where are they?" You know, when you get used to something, it's been about 6 years or so that we've been consistent. So when we will be back on, Grand Sheik and I will be back on this coming Friday. Let me see if I can add Dr. Lee to the stage. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. Yes, we hear you. So don't. Oh my God! There you go again. Now this is really strange. I'm not sure what's happening on his end, but we don't see
Can you hear
you.
me?
There's something happening with your camera, and then we have this
Now I
really
can't
weird.
hear you.
And you can't hear me again.
I don't.
Okay. Let me see what we can do. Y'all hang tight, please. We'll figure this out. This is Dr. Lee's first time on StreamYard. He had to download the app and so forth. He's not on the computer right now. He's on the phone. So I'm not sure exactly what is stopping him from staying on, because I see him and then I don't see him. Let me unmute him. Dr. Lee, can you
I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we just can't see you. But if you went mute again, you muted again. Can you unmute yourself? Okay, y'all. I'm here. Let us see what is actually going on. I can't unmute him. I'm going to try to call him. This is I've never had this much problem. Let me see if I can call him. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on, Dr. Lee. But you come on the screen and then you disappear. It goes black and we can't hear you. So I'm not sure what exactly is the problem, because you're there. Let me see if I can bring you. Okay. Okay. Let me see. I would like to add you to the stage, but I don't see you. And I thank you all for your patience, please. Patience. Let me add you to the. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
And I'm trying to get you. If nothing else, I was going to try to see if I can get you to be on my no, JBL Go 4. Can I hear you speaking?
Okay.
No, it's not over there. Yeah, but I don't hear you on the JBL 4. Trying to get you over there. At least we'd have let's hang up off the phone, because I don't think You can do both at the same time. Let me see. Okay, there you are. Can you stay
I
there?
see you,
Don't
but
move.
I can't hear you.
What? Why can't you hear
I
me?
didn't do it. I didn't touch anything. My mic is open.
Yeah. So everybody put a 1 in the chat. They said they hear me. So why you don't hear me? I can't even ask you any questions. You
I can't hear
can't hear
you.
me. What might possibly? So is your speaker normally the phone? It's got to act as your speaker and your mic if you're on the phone. So that's why I prefer a PC for this. I don't know.
Let me try one more time.
All right, we're gonna try. In the meantime, I was trying to share earlier what we're planning to talk about. As I was saying about Dr. Lee, his work reaches clients around the world, and it often, let me see if I can bring it back on the stage. I got you there. It's frozen there. And can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start right in because I'm going to get you where I can get you. Tonight we will want to explore what your comment means, that when energy is aligned, the body remembers how to heal. Are you there? I don't see you, but can you hear me? You can hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Yes, I hear you.
Well, just respond. Okay. When energy is aligned, the body remembers how to heal. And tonight, I really would like to explore what that means, and how your work has evolved, and how emerging technologies that we want to discuss tonight, like Alice wellness systems, fit into a holistic approach to health. So I want to welcome you to official House of Reawakening Minds, Dr. Lee, even though we can't see you, and Dr. G, always glitching. And when that statement caught my mind, caught my eye. When energy is aligned, the body remembers how to heal. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, when energy is aligned, the body remembers how to heal because the body is doing all the work. It's not actually us or our supplements or our tools that's doing the work. Our tools and supplements are doing the job of stimulating a part of our body that's deficient. And by doing that, it helps the body by providing it nutrients or hydration, by providing it the energy that it needs to repair itself, by giving the mitochondria a charge, and then also giving it the nutritional support that it needs. The body can just repair itself. And that's what the body does naturally. Sometimes when we get really bad off or really sick or really congested with a lot of toxins, we can get to the point where we need assistance where the body could normally do it on its own. So yes, when the energy is aligned, the body does remember how to heal itself. And when you give the body the environment that it needs to productively heal, it does that automatically. You just have to sometimes get rid of more waste, take in less meals, give it more positive energy and high energy foods. And the body can just repair itself using the natural gasoline, if you will, for like a car, giving it good fuel. Your body can use it to repair itself. And sometimes we just specialize in the ways that we introduce the fuel to the system so that it can be most effective.
That sounds simple, but I'm sure it's not simple. But before we go any further, can you tell us really a little bit about yourself? Like, for instance, what first led you into natural healing?
Oh, of course, yeah. So I've always wanted to.
Well, you know what? Started early. Let us know who you are, and then you can lead into that.
Yeah, perfect. You still can't see me?
No, we can't. But we've
I don't
seen
know
you, so
what's
they know what you
going
look
on.
like.
Okay. Well,
Don't mess with anything. Just talk.
all right. All is well. I'm Aitasi Lee, Dr. Lee. I'm a naturopath, herbalist, and an energy healer. So what I like to do is help the body get into the natural place of homeostasis where it can actually heal itself, like I was explaining a minute ago. And what I've been doing for the past 10 years in my own practice is help people get off medications, overcome the need for surgeries, and use natural tools to help their body become uh, more in balance and be at homeostasis without the need for drugs and surgery, and just educating people on how to address their challenges with natural remedies. And once I found out
Mhm.
how to do it myself, it was maybe 18 years ago, I helped my mother get off of medications concerning high blood pressure, um, kidney failure, headaches, migraines, and she was down to a 40% GFR for her kidney function. Her doctor said in 2 weeks, we're going to get you on dialysis if it doesn't go up or change. And she was on a few blood pressure medications, like I said, pain medications for migraines. So I helped her with the blood pressure with the herbal supplements to boost her kidney function and to help manage the a good, natural blood pressure. And we weaned off of some of her medications to the degree where she was taking less of them and using the herbal supplements mostly. And in 2 weeks' time, we went back to the doctor, and her GFR went up to a 90. And he was very surprised, of course, and wanted to know what she was doing. And she just explained that she was following my instructions on using the herbal supplements and decreasing some of those drugs that she was using because she didn't have the need for them as much. So with that being said, we successfully weaned her off of, well, she weaned herself off of the medication, and now it being almost 20 years later, still doesn't use medications, and the kidneys are still functioning well, and she's thriving and living. And that was my goal for everyone that I come in contact with, because I found that blood pressure medication is so prevalent in our community and just amongst the world in general. The United States, you can really count on it being 1 out of 3 people on high blood pressure medications. So it's a it's a dangerous place to be in because of the side effects of the medications. And when you look at those, you really can tell how dangerous it is. And that's what I do, mainly educating and help people during the consultation process figure out what drugs they're using and why they're using them, and how we can use something natural to help them through that same situation so they don't have to deal with the side effects that come with using drugs prolonged or long
Okay.
term. Yeah.
So you mentioned uh, medical situations such as high blood pressure. I guess you may have mentioned kidney and so forth. But are there? And I know we can't say a lot of things. Sometimes they want you to. We did put up this is for educational purposes only. But you are a doctor of naturopathy, and in your work, what other types of healings have you seen based on I guess, non-allopathic remedies, the use of, the drugs that we get, pharmaceuticals?
Hmm. Well, what category? Because I've seen a lot of successes in different categories dealing with natural remedies for the body's challenges. Do you have any
Well,
particular area like
I saw a video, and I guess I could pull it up. That there was a young lady in your office who had been shot in the
mhm,
arm, and I guess as a result of having been shot, she had pain and an inability to move. It looked like it was her left arm. I'm not sure, because of the injury. And you did a therapy on her. I want to say it might have been the red light therapies or some other
mhm,
things. I don't know what all you did, but while she was sitting there, she went from not being able to move her arm and to her fingers to making a fist, sort of to balling her fist, which she said she couldn't do before that.
correct.
So you use not only the natural remedies as far as plant-based supplements, but there are other therapies. You're also a Reiki master, Kundalini Reiki master, and I'm
Mhm,
sure you've mastered some other levels of with the various things that you do.
mhm.
Are you Tai Chi or Qigong or all that some of that those other disciplines. So you've been able to harness some things and utilize some things that others may not be aware of. So you take. I'm assuming that you once you assess what's going on, then you decide what's in your toolbox that you have that can help people.
Absolutely. Yeah. Once I can assess what the client is going through and their challenges, and even diagnosis are very helpful from the medical side of it to know where they stand with the blood work and what the diagnosis is. I can move forward with coming up with a natural protocol that will help the client get back in balance and avoid some harmful guinea pig type of style of healthcare, if you will, more like sick care. And I would use all the tools in my box, like you said, because using Reiki and energy healing, as you've experienced that, even with the jewelry, you can experience a different level of relief with the different tools. So they all come into harmony at some point or another, depending on what the situation is. The young lady that had the nerve damage from the gunshot wound, of course, her body was not signaling correctly from the brain to the hand, and she was not able to control it. But after we did a few minutes of the therapy, we were able to bridge that connection to the point where it was signaling properly, and she could move it, control it, and have less pain while doing it. So yeah, absolutely, a lot of different miraculous things have been happening in my life for helping my other clients over the past 10 years, well, up to 18 years, really. But my practice has been ongoing for about 10 years now. And I'm paralyzing people that have been paralyzed from gunshot wounds, um, helping people save their limbs from getting amputated. It's just a common thing with us now. Helping people get off high blood pressure medication, overcoming diabetes, and you know, just infections. If you imagine all kind of sinus infections and upper respiratory infections that people go to the hospital and get lots of medications and antibiotics and steroids for, and still end up going backwards in worse conditions. You know, I've been just successfully using natural remedies to help people overcome those challenges at home.
Now, natural remedies. We are going to talk about. Well, let me go back before we go. What drew
Okay.
you towards energy healing? What drew you there? Because did you ever have thoughts of being a regular doctor, or was that never even something that crossed your mind?
Well, actually, I was never really drawn to be a medical doctor. However, once I once I learned about the naturopathic side, and my mother had an issue with sciatic nerve pain that we couldn't seem to get her any help with from the medical community. Um, 10 days of this ongoing pain. They gave her a shot, steroid, all kind of pain medications, different things to try, but nothing helped her get relief from her sciatic nerve pain. So we did we just did one session with Dr. Peters, who was my lead naturopathic doctor at the home office in Atlanta. And he did one session with her, did with the infrared light, and I think we had some herbal supplements as well. But just one session got her relief, and we couldn't get relief from anywhere else. So once I realized that there are alternatives to the medical side, and then that they may be more effective, then I had to really take a deep look into it and consider it because the relief was there. It's a solid solution as far as I could see, and it wasn't temporal. It was actually something that was a real solution. And after a few days, her sciatic nerve pain was gone. And even the first day, she was able to take an 8-hour drive because it felt so much relief. And normally sitting on it that long would have been, a lot of it would have been really taxing for her. So
Hmm.
after seeing that, witnessing that, I knew that going to the medical community for everything wasn't what I wanted to do anymore because they let me down. And the rest is history. Hmm.
So, from a standpoint of well, I guess what I love about Alice, which I know we're going to talk about,
Hmm.
Alice empowers people to take wellness into their own hands. And I think that, you
Correct.
know, we've given a lot over to the medical profession, as we know we've come, you know, we're trusting, we believe that, you know, they know best. But it appears that, you know, when you are involved in your own healing, as you know, I've come to I believe that that's what I embrace myself now, because of, you know, being involved with stuff like not stuff, but um, method, you know, modalities like AO scan, which they've heard me talk about.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, which they, you know, and you too have utilized that. I realize that there are things that you can do that traditional modalities just don't seem to do, and they don't normally have what we, when you're doing it natural, you don't normally see. I want to call it the gateway effects. You know how sometimes you see not sometimes, now when you see the prescription drug commercials, they'll say this will help for such and such, but then they give you a disclaimer with about 15 other things that it may give you that are worse than the thing that you are, you know,
Correct.
that you're trying to get, you know, alleviate yourself from. But and for those of you who are just joining us, we have an issue with Dr. Lee's video, so I wanted to opt for at least his voice to talk to us, even though we can't see him at this point.
I
You all
apologize. I
you all
tried.
have you have seen him, but those who were on earlier, but he's having some problems with that. So, and so that we won't have to forego the whole darn show, and we will have him back though. We decided to let the verbal part of this go by, and I'm actually looking, Dr. Lee, as we talk, to see if I could find something that would that I can play. I'm not sure. Do you recommend a particular video that I could play that for this?
Oh,
So
which channel
you
are
have to
you
ask,
on?
either ask Dr. Lee, Simple Truth, or is it our third one? I'm not sure.
If you go to the Simple Truth, we can do you can use show a good example of Alice, the one with the gentleman with the red T-shirt on.
The one that's in another state, he's at the football game. I mean basketball
Yeah,
or some kind of. Okay,
that's the one.
okay, cool. All right,
That's a
we're
good
gonna
one
bring.
to introduce. If you want to talk about it first, I can kind of talk about what he's using, or we could talk about it after we watch the video.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is and I thank you all for bearing with me, because we just having, like I said, some technical difficulties, but we didn't want to cancel the show. So I'm trying to figure out how to
Also, could
they
you
kind of
email me the
they've
link?
changed. Huh?
Can you email me the link to this show, and maybe my other device will allow me to log in with video or
Um,
something?
okay. Uh, so what is the email?
The Simple Truth LLC at
Oh,
gmail.com.
okay. Yeah, so in the meantime, let me just see if I can. I want to share screen though. Just here we go. All right, share this.
Greetings. My name is Dr. Aitasi Lee. I am an herbalist specializing in frequency and energy-based wellness support. I would like to share with you a testimony of a client from Illinois who utilized Alice, a frequency-based wellness support system, in his healing journey. Though we've never met in person, he shares that consistent use of Alice supported his body's natural balance and reduced his reliance on certain medications. His healing journey continued over 90 days, and what you're about to hear shares his experience from the first 30. Therefore, it's my honor and a privilege to share this powerful, heartfelt testimony with you.
We actually see you, Dr. Lee.
You can see me?
Everyone, this is
See your
Honorable
ear.
Michael Coleman from Illinois, and I'm providing a 30-day update on my frequency sessions with Dr. Aitasi Lee. I'm happy to report that I've noticed a significant improvement in my overall health and well-being since starting the treatments. One of the biggest changes have been my ability to attend my grandkids' sporting events, which I hadn't been able to attend one in the past 10 to 12 years.
Today, I'm showing up 2 to 3 times a week. That alone has meant everything to me.
I also had my quarterly doctor's appointment earlier this week.
While the doctor said all my lab work came back normal, he did mention that my blood pressure and heart rate was a little high. He instructed me to take all my pharmaceutical medications daily as prescribed, suggesting that might be the cause of my elevated readings.
What I didn't tell the doctor is that I haven't been taking my prescribed dosage of all my prescriptions for the past month. I have slowly been replacing them with frequency charged water, which I take 3 times a day. And since starting my frequency sessions with Dr. Lee, I check my blood pressure 3 times a day, and my readings have remained normal without prescription drugs.
During my visit, I noticed my blood pressure was taken right after walking in and stepping on the scale, sitting on the exam table, which may explain the higher reading.
After returning home, I drank my frequency charged water, checked my blood pressure, and the results came back normal for both blood pressure and heart rate.
Knowledge is key. Dr. Lee helped me become more aware of what my body is communicating and how lifestyle choices impact how I feel day to day.
I'm starting to understand what the doctor's pharmaceutical medications are doing to our bodies. Thank you, Dr. Lee, for everything.
Okay.
Most fitness advice.
I think I lost Dr. Lee. Oh, let me add him back to the stage. There you are. Is that you? For real? Can you hear me? So you can't. So we either get to see you or hear you. I can. You can't hear me, but we have to get you back to the to the hearing part. Let me see. I'm not so sure what's going on, but can't ask you any questions. What did you do before when you weren't visible, but we could hear you? Oh, you don't even know what I'm saying. Let me see. Is that you? Can we hear you?
Yeah, can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yes. Leah, okay. All right. So the gentleman that was online we just saw is one of your patients, clients, and you can hear me, right?
Yes.
Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's all right. We'll see you up there and hear you down here. All right. He is he's never come to an in-person visit, but everything that you've dealt with, how have you dealt with his issues?
Oh, yeah, we use Alice.
And what is Alice?
So with Alice, Alice it's called Advanced Liaison Yielding Solutions. And it's a combination of all of the supplements and therapies that we've been using over the years in digital form. For instance, the frequency of the plant-based supplements that we use, they now have a signature that we can digitize and put into a wellness session that will help to deliver it into the system as if you ate it out of the bottle or took it as a tincture. So that's what Alice is in a nutshell. It also has wellness sessions on there that are 5, 12, 15 minutes long, some of them. And you can use them like red light therapy. Instead of having the actual lights and beams on you, you can use your phone to project that red light frequency to the part of your body where you need it the most. You can direct it through the sound or even the light wave from the flashlight on your phone and device. So Alice is
So what
it's really mm, the wave of the future. It's so easy to use, and you can use it anywhere that you can log into it. Um, Dr. Peters created Alice, and he created all of these supplements and tools that I've been using over the last 10 years to help people get off medication to help the body heal itself. As you can see, she's pulling it up now, but the system has,
I'm
I think, over
okay. I'm
50,
pulling up.
50 different
Yeah.
sessions and supplements. What'd you say?
Yeah, you can see that I have it up on the screen. I'm into my account, and you'll see. Let me, for instance, I'm gonna put let me see, with something else. There was I have a question that I was asked to ask you, so why not ask you now and pull that up? It is the athletic man support, right? Can you also you see that? Oh, I lost him on there. Okay, y'all. I'm trying to make this bigger. But anyway, I wanted to ask Dr. Lee about this. What, in other words, he was telling us that energetically, the things that people purchase the supplements for now you can get that energetically without having to actually take a tablet or a capsule. It may be in the form of water, distilled or spring water that has been energized with the frequency of that particular supplement. And in this case, what I have up on the screen is one called E-Man Athletic Support. And it says E-Man Athletic Support boosts energy, enhances endurance, and supports workout performance. And then it gives you the ingredients. It's pea protein, isolate, guarana, tribulus terrestris, creatine, citrulline, malate, DMG, which is dimethylglycine, yoimbi, ginger root. And it says take 4 drops 30 minutes before exercise as needed. Do not exceed 8 drops daily. And that's something that once it's been that you energize, for instance, let me get back over here because he might be trying to get, okay. You energize the, I'm holding in my hand, like say the distilled water with that particular supplement. You put 4 drops of that, the man will put 4 drops of it under his tongue, and he's getting the same thing as if he took tablets. Let me see if I can, okay, there we are. I'm trying to explain this. I was trying to add, okay, did I explain it right? So the question the question I was asked to ask you was, for instance, this E-Man Athletic Support has creatine in it, and the individual was asking me about it, said, what if I'm already taking creatine, or I'm already taking the B vitamins, and one of the supplements has this in it? Does it mean I have to stop taking the regular creatine and just take that, or would I be overdosing on such and such B vitamins if I'm already taking a B complex? Those kinds of things. How do we address that?
Oh, well, the digital form of the supplement is much different than the physical form. So if you take a handful of B vitamins, of course it's gonna do something to your digestive system, maybe feel a little discomfort. But if you took the E-Man Athletic Support frequency charged water, it wouldn't give you the same effect because it's not going through the same process of a digestion. So it's like it goes straight into the cell energetically, so that you don't have to go through digestion, and it goes into the bloodstream quickly. The body doesn't recognize it as anything else other than the digested finished product of the supplement that it entails. And with the supplement, it's not a large dose of each one of those of those herbs. It's actually a very precise measurement of each herb to make a complete supplement that's able to be ingested every day safely without considering an overdose. So if you are taking some of those in general, I would just consider your intake of the regular form of it, if you will, and decrease, or continue the same dose and not decrease, because the added supplement from the digital form is not going to double your load as if you double the load of the B vitamins, like I was saying, taking the physical B vitamins. So it's definitely safe to take. Mhm.
If they are taking, say, something like B vitamins in a supplement, like one of those complex, and I'm not sure which one it is, but there's one in here that has a lot of B vitamins in it. I'm not sure whether that was. You can tell me which one that is, but there's one I remember we pulled up last night, and there were a lot of B vitamins in that. Would they need to stop taking the complex in order to take that particular supplement, because they had other things in it that seemed to be, that were definitely not with a B vitamin supplement?
What's your question?
What I'm saying, would the same thing hold true for like B vitamins that would hold true for, say, a creatine? In other words, if they're taking B complex, and there's a supplement here that has B complex, but some other supplements in it, do they need to decrease that, or will it do the same thing, going straight to the cells and not have a significant impact on when they would be overdosing in supplements?
Right. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same concept. You don't really have to worry about overdosing on it. However, it can be wasteful. If you're going to do both. So at some point you would consider, if the question is concerned about overdosing and having too much in the system, then you have to worry about that. And if the person's already taking those supplements or vitamins, there's no concern with overdoing it by adding Alice frequency.
Okay.
You would.
I just pulled up eyes drop be clear, and it says LS light stream, so I wasn't clear as to whether or not you could just do it with the water, the drops, or do you have to use the phone or something for the light stream with that? But could you tell the audience what this does, and if somebody has problems, say, with their vision?
Okay. So yeah, eye drops be clear. You're going to use for increase your vision, sharpness, help get rid of floaters, cataracts, you name it, eye pressure. But you would take the for the light stream, you can use the phone, turn on the flashlight for the phone, and use the session. You start the session, and it will deliver the supplement by way of the light onto the surface of the eyelid. You're gonna do it with your eyes closed, of course. And you're just gonna scan the area with the light back and forth about 3 inches away from your face. And once you do that, the session's about a minute long. So you're just gonna do a few seconds on each side. After that, you make the supplement water with the same session. It says light stream, but you also can use it just as the frequency by itself through the phone or the speaker, or you can use it to charge your water, which I would recommend you get like a dropper. And the dropper is like a 1 ounce or 2 ounce bottle, and you can charge it with the 1 minute session of eye drops be clear. Use that bottle for actual eye drops, and it will work just like the supplement would work that you would normally pay like $45 for. So that is how eye drops be clear works. You can take it as a supplement, use it as eye drops, and use the light stream to apply it through that delivery system, which would be through light instead of just sound. Yeah, it's high tech now.
Yeah, there's a question that says, well, let me just put this up. It says, well, would not the person have a consultation with Dr. Lee?
Everybody that is wanting to take this route, it'd be best to have a consultation other than grabbing the tools and trying to attack it on your own, so you can have some guidance along with it. So I do recommend you get a consultation, if that was the question.
Yes. Now I want to talk about what happened to me. Was it a week ago? Week before last now? I guess week before last. I was at the gym, which a lot of folks have seen me at the gym, and I was on an elliptical, I think, and I had not been on that machine before, and I didn't really understand how it worked. And when I went to slow down, the machine kept moving, and it kind of like yanked my right leg almost like in the socket area. It just kind of the socket and then down near the calf, outside of like the calf area. Like I pulled a muscle or something that went from my groin down to my I guess the calf and the shin area. Would that be like the shin and calf on the side? And to the point where within a few hours I could barely move without, wincing and really bad pain. It was hard for me to drive because the movement of pressing my foot down on the gas pedal triggered the pain that was going up and down my leg. So I went, I'm not sure, well, she's not on here yet, but Mother Kai, who is your godmothers, is, who introduced us, she actually encouraged me to come, as you were close, you were in Philadelphia area. So I was able to come and have a session with you that actually ended up being very extended. But you used, can you tell the audience what you used on me, and then I'll tell them what happened the next day.
Oh, sure. So I was using infrared light, excuse me, along with the Alice therapies. Emergency pain be gone, super oxygen 52, muscle recovery. It's one I wanted to use that was important to give your body some help with hydration, because you said you were dehydrated as well. So and on top of that, we did some muscle recovery water. I charged the water with muscle recovery for you. And the red light therapy pretty much was for the joints, see if you had really, triggered anything in your knees and your ankle and your hip and so forth. It also helps with the soft tissue. If you strained or pulled a muscle, it seemed like it was maybe a combination of that type of injury for you that day. So yeah, that's pretty much the therapies that I was utilizing for you. And then of course we topped it off with the healing energy jewelry, the key ring. And the key ring seemed to help you on another level with balance and mobility, with helping with pain as well on another level. Just they all work together. When it came to that point, we found out that that was the most that we can do for you in that setting, because now your body just needed time to recover, hydrate, and rest. And when it did, 24 hours later, hey, you were better.
Yeah, I was giving a testimony to explaining to the ladies that were at my boutique sale that day, or yeah, they were there, and I was explaining to them, all of a sudden I was able to say, wait a minute, I'm not hurting. I'm not hurting. And I was actually, it was amazing, because I was definitely not able to eat. It was hard for me to get up. It was hard for me to, bend or make any movements with the leg. And then what the therapies that you get, I thought maybe I was going to be convalescent for a week or so, and it only took like less than 24 hours. So you're off the screen again, but can you hear me? Oh, we lost them again. Device is not. Let me see if I can bring it back on. Wasn't sure. Like I said, the therapies, I think the point I want to make to people who
connection again with the microphone.
No, you're there. You're here. We see you. We hear you. I'm not sure if you hear us. But the point I wanted to make is that with the Alice, what I have up on the screen with Alice and these various sessions that you could do, this is something that anyone can become a member of and do for themselves. Let me put it back on here. And that's the thing that I love about this, because once you learn Alice and how to utilize the sessions, your health, for the most part, large part is in your hands. Would you agree, Dr. Lee? I'm not sure if we can hear him.
I missed the last part.
I was saying with the Alice, I was trying to explain the system that Alice is something that you can literally click on. You got a pain, you can click on pain be gone, and and get the treatment that includes, what's up here, valerian root in poruru. I don't know what that is. DL, somebody in general, whatever it is, it took the pain away. So you're able to simply turn on your phone. Like it says, place a speaker on your chest, push start, and get a session for yourself. You don't need Dr. Lee or me. You just need to have the technology and know how to use it. And the beautiful thing is that I love about this is that you don't have to buy any equipment necessarily, Dr. Lee, to use it. Everybody has a cell phone.
That's right. Or you can use your tablet. Yep, you can even log in on your laptop and connect the Bluetooth speaker or connect the Bluetooth speaker from your phone as well. So it's
you can.
versatile.
So I did what you did. I got some JBLs just so that, if I wanted to. What I loved about this is that if you broadcast the frequencies through a speaker, more than one person can get individual can get the benefit of the frequency at the same time.
That's right.
And that's amazing. I mean, especially if you have, you want to make sure that you are giving, or you're able to treat everybody in the house to dealing with, I'm assuming, say a cold or something, some bug is going around. Well, everybody can put the speaker on your chest and get treatment.
That's right.
Simultaneously.
It's like a cheat code.
And the thing, like you said, you sell the physical herbs in your establishment. You sell the herbs, but say an herb costs what? Anywhere from
like Kidney Restore on my website is the capsule or the liquid form. It's $89, and it's on here. It's on Alice.
So on Alice, okay, let's pull it up. Yeah. So you pay $89 to buy the bottle or the capsules. But here you'll be able to click on Kidney Restore yourself. And then here's the digital ingredients. Looks like it's about 15 or 20 things in it, but they're all natural ingredients. And the energy signatures have been put in. And this is the pioneering work of what Dr. Peters?
Yes. Dr. Sam Peters. Yeah.
Dr. Sam Peters. And so, so you could, and what I like about it is it's you just become a member. 65 notes, if you will.
Yeah. And
a month. Gives you 100 sessions, right? So you have 100 opportunities you could treat your water, which is what I was showing here. I got my bottles with
perfect.
distilled water in there, and it's disappearing. But here it is. But and you could just turn the frequency on your distilled or spring water and make yourself a whole month's version of what you pay $80 for, $89 for the cost is. Make it. And then
that video that we watched with Honorable Coleman on it, when I told you I never met him in person, but I did the frequencies with him over the phone, and I was able to help him over the phone make the bottles of water, and he was using those 3 times a day to help himself avoid taking medications for his challenges. So he was on about 6 medications. And he used those waters and those frequency sessions to balance his blood pressure, balance his blood sugar, reduce his pain, increase his kidney function and mobility. He used a bunch of sessions for different things, and the water as well, to decrease the medications. And after about 45 days, he wasn't using any medications anymore. He was just using Alice to make the water and do the sessions. So it can be done. He's 72 years old. He still uses Alice now. It was only about 3 months ago when I helped him get to the point where he didn't need the medications or me every day, calling him, helping him with the sessions. He was able to just log into Alice and do his own sessions and charge his own water. So he gave himself a supply, of the supplement that he needed. And he used it himself, still using it, and not using prescription meds, like he said on the video. So we can all do it. We don't have to use, traditional medications to balance blood pressure, balance sugar, help with digestion, to decrease pain, get off of dialysis. I help people get off dialysis every year. It's just a matter of helping them strategically with their specific needs. most people are on blood pressure medication and a lot of other medications, which contributes to failing kidneys. And that's the gateway to dialysis, normally blood pressure medication. So if one truly wants to be healthy, you first want to start with a consultation and get a plan mapped out just for you, because you have specific needs, challenges, things that you want to overcome, and you're going to be helping to address the things that you're using, the tools that you're currently using for whatever, managing blood pressure or blood sugar or any of those things. If you're managing pain with over-the-counter stuff, you're just gonna kill your kidneys. You'll end up on dialysis anyway. So it's an education process, and it's just a matter of getting the plan mapped out so it's easy for you to put one foot in front of the other, because it's already challenging to go against the grain and do something natural when there's so many unnatural ways to address your challenges. Not necessarily the best way to address the challenges with the unnatural ways, but the options are out there. But now there's an option where you get to enhance your body and repair it and avoid the obstacle that you're challenged with without side effects. That's my main thing. The side effects is what does it for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I just put a question up that someone posted. Said, will this also work with Raynaud's, hot flashes, and osteoporosis? I'm doing the red light therapy.
Oh, sure. Like I said, it sounds like you might need a consultation, because you'll need a couple of the supplements from Alice or off the website. And with hot flashes, you're going to use PMS, natural hormonal balance. You can look at that one right away. Yeah.
PMS. Okay. All right. Here's that. Okay. The digital ingredients is that chaste tree berry, suma, Vasorina, Sorinha, sarsaparilla, abuta. I'm not sure. Let me mess this up. Chuvas, some kind of something. Valerian, Tamamaria, passion flower, and babasana. Matter of fact, I guess if you can screenshot that, you can actually probably look up all of those different herbs and see what they do. But this
really
is
good for hot flashes. Any woman would benefit from using PMS, natural hormonal balance, daily, especially using the water tincture. Like I said, young and our elders can use PMS, natural hormonal balance. Hot flashes down to just menstrual cramps, cycle, irregularity, endometriosis. You partner it with Alpha 7 is normally very helpful for that as well. So
Alpha 7. Let me just bring that up. Oh, that's Alpha 7. Is imparts a distinct natural, distinct energy signature to the body, enhancing the immune system's resilience against infections over time. And so there are the ingredients that go along with that. Oh, Salahuddin. That's somebody we want to bring. I'm not sure who that is. That's your partner?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have his picture here too, but let me see if we can add him to the stage.
Okay.
Let me take this. Okay.
Come on. He was just
greetings. He's muted. I'm not sure. Yeah. Greetings. Well, let me see. Salahuddin. Did I say it right?
Yeah. Salahuddin.
Okay. Here's what somebody says. Okay, let me bring this up. Can you please speak about the thyroid? So many people are diagnosed with this issue, hypo and hyper.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Hypo and hyperthyroidism. Well, I'll talk about the solution, because so many people are challenged with it because of their environmental conditions. And it could be a number of reasons. That's why I say a consultation is always really good to get down to the root cause of things, even when it comes down to lifestyle and your eating habits. But use Thyroid Aid. It's a digital supplement that we use to help with that. And then we also use Alpha 7. Now, whether it's hypo or hyper, we want to heal the thyroid so it can function normally. We're not trying to decrease or increase its function. We just want to make sure it's properly nourished and healed so they can function normally, help you with your body temperature, body weight, and so forth. Um, it can get tricky, especially if you're using medications already, like what are those strong drugs they use for thyroid? I forgot, but they have some terrible side effects, and that's more than likely what you're mostly suffering from, as opposed to the hypo or hyperthyroidism. But yeah, we do have a solution for it. Did you put it out? Thyroid Aid Universal, yeah.
There
And I
it is.
partnered that one with Alpha 7 and Red Light Therapy, and it's very, very helpful. Uh, I know one girl, she stopped taking her thyroid medicine after I made her a bottle of the Thyroid Universal water in one session. That's just for her. However, it was effective enough for her. She didn't have to use medication anymore. And her doctor didn't mention her thyroid activity being abnormal anymore. So, yeah, I hope that helps just on the surface.
The other, are you still there?
Yes.
Okay. The other thing that I found interesting on last night's call was discussion around telomeres. I learned about telomeres maybe within the last 5 years or so.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, having, I'm 71. So you all were mentioning how youthful you look.
Oh,
And I was thinking that maybe mine haven't dissipated, if that has something to do with aging. But what can you talk to us about the telomeres and aging? I like the example that at the tips of the chromosomes, they were like, well, when your shoestrings have those little plastic things at the bottom to keep the shoestrings from fraying.
yes.
Yeah, but could you tell us about the importance of keeping our telomeres lengthened and not decreasing, what causes them to deteriorate?
So with telomeres, I like to use the eraser scenario because they're like the erasers on that pencil, and if the eraser gets worn down, that's like your telomere tip getting worn down over years of wear and tear in life and so forth. Telomere rejuvenation will help the telomeres to lengthen again. So it's reversing aging, reversing cell damage, oxidation. Um, the combination that he uses is, what's that word they use? Not private, but
Proprietary.
proprietary. That's exactly what. So, but it works really well. It helps reverse graying hair. Dr. Peters himself had a head full of white hair in I think it was his 40s or late 40s and 50s, probably late 40s, and he was able to reverse it, not completely, but he got salt and pepper hair now instead of just completely white. And that was according to him lengthening and adjusting his telomeres by using the supplement. And now we have it in water form and in digital form, so we can take it every day, support our anti-aging efforts a lot easier. Yeah.
And so we don't normally get that kind of information. You don't go to a doctor and they say, "Hey, your telomeres are being challenged," or and that's causing you to age or whatever. So we don't get that kind of information and knowledge. So once we know, because when I heard about telomeres, the presenter was saying once they started shortening, that's it. There was nothing. What you're saying is Dr. Peters has put together a formulation that allows them to actually lengthen. See, they have it out there that once they start to fray and shorten, your days are numbered. And they're saying as your telomeres decrease, so does your lifespan. That's literally what you hear.
Yeah. And they're not going to promote these type of things. They don't look for them for those studies. They don't look for natural remedies to be helpful. They're just not trained in that way where they would support the idea of it, much less the facts of someone experiencing it. But yes, we do that all the time. Everybody over 25 can take telomere rejuvenation, and I always tell people, take a picture of yourself before you start, and then every month, just look at how many pictures you've taken throughout the weeks, and how you changing. Just literally like things that you notice about yourself that you want to reverse with, concerning wrinkles and crow's feet, things like that. The skin under your neck, tightening the skin around, certain areas. Telomere rejuvenation has been shown to help people reverse aging. Yeah.
Now, I'm also personally interested in this one, Neurosparks.
Yeah, NeuroSpark is awesome. It supports healthy brain activity. So NeuroSpark will be good for anybody dealing with Alzheimer's, dementia, any short memory or long-term memory loss. You could use NeuroSpark for people that are dealing with neuropathy. The neuropathy is dealing with the connection from the brain, from the head to the toe, or the head to the tips of the fingers, and so forth. Neuropathy can be helped with NeuroSpark as well as positive vodka, because normally, if it's not trauma damage or drug-induced damage, it could be from the pancreas deficiency, which most people dealing with diabetes would benefit from using positive vodka and NeuroSpark, because most people dealing with diabetes experience some form of neuropathy. So that's why I would say use positive vodka in conjunction with it.
That's this one.
Yeah, NeuroSpark and positive vodka, yes. If you're diabetic, this is one you're going to be leaning towards. Also, you can use blood sugar aminos to help with balancing the blood sugar for diabetics. I'll make the positive vodka water and take positive vodka before each meal to help stimulate the pancreas to make insulin on its own and balance blood sugar naturally. So you won't have to reach for the insulin or the, whatever drug you have to use.
Okay, so we're looking at so was it Prime 67 that we were talking about last night, or was it something? No, it was K 62 for adults, right? Versus the K 100 for children or under 18 and under. So we're talking about a multivitamin formula that addresses, I guess, across the board sort of nutritional deficiencies, as it says, and it's just the gives you more energy and boosts the immune system. And I think you were told enough not to take it at night because it would maybe disrupt sleep.
It probably give you some energy, and if you're trying to go to sleep, you probably won't because the energy would be kind of easily accessible for you and your mind. It's just something you wouldn't take. You would like to take in the beginning of the day instead of the end of the day. Because of that reason, you want to get a sound sleep. You don't want to be all energized before bed.
So a lot of people are using, and I've used them myself, GLPs and things like that. So our Master Herbal Trim would help people without having those, with side effects of maybe, constipation or gastrointestinal disruption. Would that?
Yeah. So with Master Herbal Trim, I wish people would use it first, because if you're gonna suppress your appetite, then this is the way to go. It's natural. Master Herbal Trim, it will help you feel full faster. For example, if you're used to eating a whole 12-inch sub sandwich, and you take a Master Herbal Trim before each meal, you're more than likely to only eat half of it. Just to give you a gauge of how it helps you cut back on calories by just helping you feel full faster naturally, and it'll help to shrink the stomach, which would decrease calorie intake. And if you're working out and doing things to help your body along, of course, it will move along a little faster. But it helps with those cravings too, because as you're trying to lose weight and trim up, you deal with the cravings of the things that you shouldn't have at the times you shouldn't have them. So Master Herbal Trim can be taken as needed to keep those cravings at bay and to help you feel fuller faster, so that you won't have to use anything else to make you, feel full or not hungry. And you can do it naturally without the side effects of the gastrointestinal issues you were mentioning.
I haven't seen anything on there specifically with the C word, but is there anything there for people who may, I know the brother last night was talking about having prostate issues, but there's other kinds of, the C words, that are prevalent, especially with a lot of people, it seems like, who've taken certain things, and we're seeing an increased amount of that. Is there any products that, two things, products that would help the C issue and products that would reverse the what are we calling it, the other C with the V issue of people having taken that? Because a lot of people, have family members or kinfolk, whatever you want to call them, that thought that was a good thing for them to do, and we now know that it was. Well, we knew it wasn't before they did it, but those who have done it now are dealing with the after effects of that. So are there any supplements or any types of treatments that exist through the energetic signatures here that would address those things?
Yeah, that's a great question. Detoxing the blood is really important when it comes to having foreign substances in your body that you want to get rid of. And the detox, we have one called blood detox, and it's very helpful for that very reason. I would also use Alpha 7 because Alpha 7 boosts the body's ability to fight off anything bacterial, viral, or fungal. And we use Alpha 7 for just about everything. We take it on a daily basis. Cold, flu, infection, you name it. It's like our number one go-to for boosting the immune system. So I've used Alpha 7. I've used blood detox to help with any of those things that were introduced to the system that are no longer needed or, not wanted in the system. Also, the second part of your question, or was it the first part of your question, was the C word. So yeah, I'm gonna use Prime 67. I would also just get a consultation because it's so many different areas that it can take hold or take, attached to. If we're dealing with the colon or the pancreas or the brain, the lungs, kidneys, there's so many different areas. But you would you use the supplement that's good for that area. So for instance, the kidneys. You would get the kidneys, and I'll use Prime 67. I would use Alpha 7 and Immune Factor X. Super Oxygen 52. When you have an oxygenated area, it's less likely to produce those bad cells. And also, if it's a tumor or something, I would use something like anti-mutagenic, because anti-mutagenic helps with slowing down the cell production and in the area, and you can use it specifically on the part of your body where you need it. Of course, just like the Alice instructions tell you, place a speaker or the phone on your body. So yeah, it's a number of things you can use to combat that for sure. It just depends on what area of the body we're addressing, so we can be specific about which combination to use. But those will definitely be a part of it. Dealing with the C word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because I know people are, a lot of people are dealing with that and may want to know, would it help with that? Would it help with this, that, and the third? I heard someone ask about, I think Mother Kai asked about someone who was dealing with, I forgot the term for it, but a pregnant woman that was, I guess, vomiting profusely and couldn't stop.
Hyperemesis.
Yeah, that.
Mm-hmm.
So the point I think we wanted to make, and I'm we need to probably do another session. We'll probably figure out when we can get you on your computer, and maybe even do it under what we call I can do things directly on StreamYard that don't go through YouTube, because sometimes, depending on what the subject matter is, they mess with the, the transmission, and we think that that's possibly. I heard, I saw where some folks have said in the comment that might be it. But anyway, we can do that, and it won't go through them at all.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
we
well,
can.
I'm gonna get with you to do a trial run before the next meeting to make sure things are smooth with the laptop out.
Well, I'm putting in a message about the visiting your website and what that let me see, add this visit. It's the simpletruthllc.com.
Correct, yes.
And use code, here we go, DRG.
DRG.
Or
It'll
10% discount.
Take 10%.
Yeah, okay. Add to banner. Yeah, so they can visit your web page, your website, the simpletruthllc.com, and if you use code DRG, you'll get a 10% discount on what you purchase, and that's a little gift to you from Dr. Lee, that you'll be able to see what's there, because there was one thing, and many folks on Friday night during the civics class, because you were able to show an actual demonstration, were able to get the rings, the earring. Here we go. Okay. The key rings. And I wanted him to, I wish there was someone there that you could do the test on, so a way to see it, but these key rings are amazing. I don't know what that is. It energize the body. This has been the most disturbed presentation as far as interference that I can remember doing. Hopefully it's something that we can address. Can you hear me, Dr. Lee? Okay. Add to the stage. Here he is. He's back in again. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, it's interesting.
Been the journey.
So,
visit the website and use the code at checkout to get the 10% off. Yeah, use DRG for Dr. G. And it's some amazing products on there. I haven't had to do anything major with the medical community for the last, I don't know, 20 years of my life, really. Everything can be done naturally without the introduction of drugs and barbaric surgery. That's how I describe it. The medical community is very useful for diagnosing and making suggestions, having some helpful things that have worked in the past. Some things that they address historically haven't worked at all. Yet they still use a certain regimen to go about handling it, even though it doesn't work. So I'm just not for that, and I'm looking for solutions that actually help and work. And that's what I've discovered over my 18 years of studying and practice, 10 years of practice, helping people overcome the need for dialysis and surgery, and unparalyzing people, helping people walk better by getting rid of vertigo in one setting. It's just a lot of things that people don't know, they're not educated in. And it's not a lot of information that they need. It's just a little bit most of the time. And the process to go about reversing all your problems, dealing with health and wellness, the process is pretty simple. That's why I call it the simple truth. It's not the easiest thing to do, because being consistent is the most challenging thing, and sticking to your plan. or being consistent will just help your body the most. And people have a challenge with that most of the time. But the discipline and consistency is what it takes. And then, of course, we have the tools for you. And by way of a consultation, we can figure all that out, get you going right away. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see. Everyone in what they should look to someone in their tribe was a natural talent to help others and purchase the. Well, okay. This is what Seamoss Woman said. Everyone who watches this should look for someone in their tribe who has a natural talent to help others and purchase the course. No, I don't know who a Seamoss Woman is, but okay, yeah. Then this one, anytime information is much needed, is always challenging stuff with the devices. That's true. That is so true, and it is. It has been challenging, but we still have given you, hopefully, what would you say? Sparked your curiosity, piqued your curiosity. You want to know more about this. Actually, for myself, like I'm about to. I've Dr. Lee, I've filled these bottles with distilled water.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm about to try to put it back in the screen. So I'm about to make some supplements. I'm definitely going to do eye drop. I'm definitely going to do the one for the brain because I don't know about you all, but if you're in a place where I am at 71 and I go, I know who that is, but I don't know how to formulate it in words. I recognize I'm going through that period, in my life. And I keep telling myself it's because I know so many new folks. And so some of those old people have to go out of my memory bank, but that's not necessarily, true because I remember what I want to remember. I remember people's phone numbers that I've known since I was a little girl. Right. That I may forget somebody's name, but I definitely remember their face. And I'm not ashamed at this stage to say, you have to forgive me, but I know you, but I can't remember your name. But if there's something that we have that'll sharpen memory and reverse, those declines in cognition and so forth. Even if you have a parent or a loved one that is seemingly having some issues, this is something that you can make yourself. I think I spent about 31 notes for 60 bottles. Right. So divide that by whatever in a very small amount. And it didn't cost that much for the distilled water at Whole Foods. And you can make tons of things that will cost you $60, $70, $80 if you go to Dr. Lee to get them in a pill form or a already formulated form. You could do it yourself. And I think it's the best $65 note that I've spent, that I only have to spend $65 a month and I get 100 opportunities to have sessions and to make whatever it is either I need or someone I care about, or maybe I don't care about them, but if they need it, I can, make it available for them, and so that they can get the results that I'm getting and others are getting from the product for $65 a month. So every month I get 100 new sessions, 100 opportunities to make. And I don't know how long it lasts, but the 30 days is the potency, like about 30 days long once the energetic signature is transmitted from your phone.
It's actually really good. It'll last until the expiration of the bottle of water that you're using for the source.
Oh, so, really?
Yeah. As long as you keep it in the cabinet in a cool, dry place, not too hot, not refrigerated, and not around a lot of other frequencies. like a music speaker or something. But yeah, it lasts, and definitely use it within a month's time, it'll be fine.
Yeah, so yeah, it's something that you can't lose with this. Make sure that if you're making several different bottles, though, that you label each one so you know what it is that you are you consume. And I guess the other question would be, if you had multiple situations Oops, my alarm came on. It's time to go. But if you had several different ones that you need, there's no possibility necessarily of one. Like I think we talked about it earlier, but there's no harm in taking multiple ones for different things.
It's the same as if you were taking them, the actual supplement. You would take them back to back. It's no different. Yeah.
But when you're taking actual supplements, if anybody has sensitive stomach like me, they want to make sure you take it with food, or you take it, either empty stomach. You do da da da. This you can just take.
Absolutely.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. Just take it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Even with the supplements that we have in capsule and tincture form, you don't have to have it with food. It is food, so you just take it with water.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other point that was made is when you're taking these supplements, to make sure you are drinking water, because I am a consummate dehydrated individual who doesn't think
It's
about
very good
water.
to because you normally take all your vitamin supplements with water. Even though you're taking this as water or doing a digital supplement, you still want to be hydrated in general, so that your bodies can be as active in the healing process as possible. You need that water. You're 70, almost 80% water. You got to have it in your blood to be your best.
Mm-hmm. Well, I want I want everyone that can on that. That's probably, I do have a link for that. I will share that at some point, for people to be able to get their own membership.
Oh yeah, for Alice.
I mean,
Absolutely.
for Alice is something, like I said, if you want to be the one, as CMOS woman said, in your tribe, to have that available, or if everybody wants to get one, because you never know. Once you realize that what it does, everybody's they're gonna use up your 100 sessions.
Well, this is what I say. I encourage everybody to get together, all the like minds in the family, and get a family plan, because they have the one where you can get 300, 400, 500 sessions in a month, and everybody can use the same access code to log in to use it. So sometimes you can use it for multiple members, or you may want to get individual accounts, but you pay that one-time setup fee, and it may be more conducive to everybody joining in together, paying the one-time setup fee together, and then getting 175 or 200 sessions or whatever amount they need to be able to share, so they can do their morning and evening sessions consistently. When they just log in as individuals with the same access code, or individually.
Yeah, I as you can see, I still have 99 sessions. So I've got a lot of quite a few some of the bottles that I want to do for various and sundry reasons, and for other individuals I want to share it with, so that they can get the benefit of it. Just making sure that I properly label everything as to what it is they're taking, and so they won't someone know what it is. But the in conclusion, I'm not so sure. I appreciate the ones of you who have put questions or comments out there. But we need to make, I apologize. Like I said, I've never done a show like this where my guests couldn't eventually get on and be on like regular. But let me see. Oh, private chats. Okay. Greetings to you. All right. But I hope this information, what you've seen, like I said, piques your interest and your curiosity, because it really doesn't hurt. I mean, if you try it for 1 month, 65 notes, and now you've got 100 sessions. You can use any of those. You could do it with your phone. You could turn the water into 30-day supply of supplements that you just drop under your tongue anywhere from 3 to 4 times a day, and now you've got, for pennies, what you would have paid 89 for, or something like that. So, but please feel free to go to simpletruthllc.com and look around, because you'll see these actual supplements there available and what they have in them, or the Alice system, which I do have. I have a link for my membership to be able to share with other people so that you can get your own membership. Yeah. See, yeah. So with the Parkinson, I'm going to figure out what it is that she needs. I don't know if I gave the testimony, but my a neighbor that's close to the House of Real Awakening Minds was able to come over, and when Dr. Lee was here in Delaware, and to actually get a session, and she saw me yesterday and said to me, I need him to come back because it worked. And she said, she was rubbing her leg, and she said, but I need some more of, what he did for me that particular Saturday. And I said, oh yeah, I'll find out exactly. I think he was giving her Pain Be Gone, and maybe I'm not sure what else he gave her, but I'm going to make a bottle of Pain Be Gone for her and let her do that. CMOS woman says Alice beats a cabinet full of pills, especially in this economy. Actually does. It actually does. And you can make what you want when you need it for yourself and for others. And I like the fact that Dr. Lee stressed that, if it's a group, you can do a group membership where somebody can, the family, in your circle can get a multiple session one that's more than 100, maybe 200 sessions or more, and everybody could just share in it. The same link, go in, you'll see how many sessions are left based on whoever goes in will see what's left, and you can actually go in and treat yourself or create your liquid supplements just like that. So I'm not sure. Let me see if a CMOS woman was going to come on. Actually, I'm not sure if who CMOS woman is, but I think I know. But I thought they were going to come on as an actual guest, but I guess she decided not to. Are there any questions before we end? I do have some announcements that I want to make before we end for those who are still hanging around, and I really appreciate you, especially under the circumstances. But I hope you've been able to get some information about Alice and what it may or may not be able to do for you. Just about, any subject matter. When you look and see what's available, almost anything that we need to address, we have an energy signature for that, and that's exciting. I don't have to go to an herbalist or anyone. I can just, if I know, like you said, if you know what your diagnosis is, it works very well. Dr. Lee likes to know what your doctor says, what your tests, your blood tests and so forth says. That way he knows, and I would know, or whomever is working with you would know what to properly recommend. That it'll be much needed when those, not only when the hospitals close, but it's probably much needed now. In hospitals, a lot of hospitals need to close because when you think about hospital and hospice and so forth, we need places. Yeah, that's what I thought, Mother Kai. So I thought you were going to log on, but we need places to go, as Mother Kai is always saying. The healer, the place for healing, and then the healers need healing places. So when we have these tools, and they also work well with AO scan, because AO scan can give you some information specifically about what's going on, and then you can then use the Alice system to actually treat or give, if you will, some type of remedies, if you will, for whatever is being detected through AO scan. Mother Kahai is also a AO scan practitioner, as I am. We're looking for things. We've been looking for things to share that are non-invasive but effective, and that's the thing. that I pride myself on. And I also want to make sure that I'm a product of the product. And when I tell you the pain that I was in on that Friday night from that injury was something that I had not experienced, and I was sure I was going to be out of commission for days, and I wasn't. I wasn't. It was just amazing how what Dr. Lee was able to do, and how quickly I was able to see and feel the result. So you might want to look into actually getting yourself involved with Alice if you're interested in becoming a member of Alice. Like I said, there's an initial setup fee, I believe 50, and then it's 65. The minimum one is 65 a month. After that, and you get 100 sessions that you can use, and you get all these. You're paying 65 notes for all of those herbs that you can use until you've used in sessions 100 sessions. And like I said, when you make your when you actually formulate it into water, now you've made 30-day supplies of each thing. So you're even getting more than 65 sessions. So if you're interested, those of you who know how to reach out to me can definitely text, Alice, and it can be spelled ALYS or ALICE. And I'll send you a link so that you can explore getting your own membership with Alice and experiencing this. But we will have Dr. Lee return, and when we can figure out how to actually have him on camera and speaking. Greetings, where have you been with no show with Tosh? Well, that is a oh, there you are, Dr. Lee. I didn't know you came back.
Yeah, my apologies. Just I guess it's just technical tonight.
It's technical, and it's probably because of the nature of the of the beast. The nature of the subject matter. Seems like when we we can, but we, like I said, we can actually do this as a workshop where it won't go through PayPal. It won't go through YouTube, but it go directly through StreamYard, and we seem to have a little bit more success with nobody interfering with what's been said and so forth and so on.
Sure.
But I believe that even though I didn't get to ask you all the questions I was going to ask you, but we asked questions that needed to be asked, and you answered them. And I think people who are viewing this, who've seen this, or will see this, they will benefit and want to know more. Because if I was sitting here listening to this and hearing you say, I've been able to help people with this, that, those, and these are things that people are dealing with, and dealing with them from a standpoint of the cost of it, that they cannot afford, the repercussions of it, because a lot of times there are side effects that we already said early on that are worse than the actual thing that is trying to be cured or healed. So when they hear these things, and I'm we can cover everything. Like I said, Ask Dr. Lee is one of your YouTube channels. Ask Dr. Lee, all one word, and the Simple Truth LLC is the other one. And do you have a third one? Which is what?
I don't remember. Ask Dr. Lee, the Simple Truth LLC.
It's also on Facebook. Yeah, it's also on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Yeah, all platforms just about. So yeah, check out the website and see what fits you. But Alice is the most economical way to do things nowadays, where you can get all those supplements. Because some people that come to me and they get a list of supplements that they need for their challenges, and they truly need each and every one of them. However, they're $65, $85, $45, $50 each for 1 month supply. And this what's necessary. It's the formula that works, that has worked for us, for our clients. So it does work. However, now that we have a digital form, it's the best way to go, because you're getting the effects of the plant-based signature in the wellness session with Alice. So just something to try. If nothing else, I would just try it, because the other side, the other options are side effects and drugs and surgery, and it can be avoided. Yeah, it really can.
Right. So somebody's asking if we have our website up and running yet. And the answer is yes. houseofrealawakenedminds.org is up and running. Probably have a link on there eventually. In the description of tonight's broadcast, you will find, I believe I do have my code, my link there for, come to think of it, for Alice to get a membership at Alice, or to become a member or an affiliate with Alice. Remember, once you become a member, you're also automatically an affiliate, which means once you share it, you can share your code with others or your link with others, and you benefit from that a little bit. But this is something that is very I don't know how far it I don't know if this is global or where it is, Dr. Lee, but
Global.
everybody,
I have
it's
clients
global.
everywhere. I had a client in the Bahamas who I just recently helped with a fractured wrist and a broken arm from a car accident. And I worked with her for 2 months, and we were scheduled to work for 3 months, but we just did 2 months. And she's the doctor took off the cast, said her bones are healing perfectly. They were telling her that she was going to have to get screws and plates in the beginning because of the severity of the injury. But after they casted her and we started doing frequencies every day, she was able to, not use pain medication, and actually avoid the plates and the screws when she got back to the doctor when they removed the cast. So it's significant. It's worth a try. It's not gimmicky. I'm a solution-based person. If it works, it works. I'll stop using Alice today if I find something else that's more efficient. So it's not about which lane I'm choosing or company. This is the same home base I've been since I started on my healing journey, and these natural tools are the best on earth.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually it's amazing. Like I said, and I experienced for myself. I didn't know I was going to have, be able to do that so quickly, but there was a situation, and to be honest with you, I didn't think it was going to work. I really didn't, but 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 Mother Kahai insisted that I come, and it it was good that I did. It was good that I was able to meet you and connect
And
with you, and
experience. Yeah.
right. So everybody that was, when you came, he came. Grand Sheik wasn't at our Fourth Friday live in person, but Teach and Lady J were there, and so Dr. Lee was able to, on an impromptu, if you will, short notice, come in and make a presentation. And the presentation you did with the key rings actually went over really big. People were, people got their rings and are experiencing. Matter of fact, I went to we have a big farmers like a flea market in New Jersey that I go to, and I went over there Saturday, and I was doing the test with people I knew, the vendors and stuff. And I did the key ring test with them. They were like, "What is this? Why?" I was like, "Well, you need to get one." So, so I had a couple people amazed at what it did. So, yeah.
Useful. Very useful.
Well, before we go, if you can do this, I had this question. What are, I'm going to say 3 things. What are 3 things that every person could begin doing tomorrow, if to improve their health? 3 to 5 things, whatever. Before we go.
Okay. Well, the first thing I would say is to properly hydrate. Yes. Your body is water. So if you're not putting water and quality water in your body, in your vessel, it can't serve you as well. Just like you're driving a car with very low oil. It's very, very rough on your system. The water is the body's natural lubricant. So if you're not hydrated, you're doing yourself a disservice, and it's making it hard for things to work properly. Rest is very important. If you can get good quality rest, like with the blackout curtains and the no blue lights and little red lights in the background from the phone. Just undisturbed, good quality rest helps your body regenerate and heal and repair faster and more effectively. The third thing I would say was just sometimes give your body a break. Like all animals hibernate a certain time of the year, giving their system a break. And we don't have to eat 3 meals a day. It's not really necessary. You can actually survive off much less. And sometimes your body needs a break from processing 3 meals a day so that they can process some other things going on in your body concerning your vital organs and your digestive system and processing normal things without the hindrance of processing food all the time. So, go without a little more. Give your body a few hours to digest your food. 6 to 8 hours, I call it. I get it from one of the master teachers. He used to say, fast and feast. So while you're sleeping, you're fasting. When you wake up, if you want to, go ahead and feast. Have you something to eat, but wait 6 to 8 hours before you do it again. Give your body ample time to digest and process everything, and then introduce another meal. And you give your body time to fast and body a good feast. So you're not starving, but you're not overdoing it, and you're giving your body plenty of time to process everything out before you put something else in. So it's just a good rule of thumb. Get that rest, hydrate properly, and don't overeat because you don't need as much as you think. Yeah.
And it comes to find out that breakfast and breakfast are two different things. They just used it as an advertising, a marketing gimmick to make people think you had to get up and, eggs, and at the time, eggs and bacon and this and that and all that. And that's
Right.
breakfast. No, it means break your fast. So you could eat, fruit.
Like the late great Dr. Sabi said, a couple of glasses of water is the best breakfast. About 3 or 4 glasses of water. Just get the system going, activate the kidneys, get everything going. It's all about elimination when you wake up. All about elimination. And then lunch. I would say lunch, have your biggest meal because it's the height of the day. You still have a whole 6 hours to go, and you need the most energy at lunch. At dinner, you have the most sensible, smallest meal before 7 p.m. so that your body doesn't have so much to work on while you're resting. It can actually repair your body instead of working on digesting food. Yeah.
Good advice. And the biggest one for me is hydrate. I know, all I've been hearing is hydrate. And I believe you said last night that I could drink coconut water.
Yeah.
That it counts.
Yeah, it gets more electrolytes, and the coconut water is great. It's one of the best substances to drink on earth. So yeah, drink some coconut water if it will help you to get it in every day. Or eat your water. You can always eat the fruits that are high in water content.
Watermelon.
Cucumbers, watermelon, all your melon family. Eat your water. Make sure you're just eating stuff that has water in it, and you'll get hydrated even better from the H3O2. The structured water that comes with the fruit. Yeah.
Okay. Good information. Well, I just want to thank you again for being here, for sharing your knowledge, for being the great healer that you are, and yeah, appreciate you, and patient. You're very patient, because I'm just thinking about how you tended to me, and it was, okay, where are we feeling that, where are you feeling this, and then you go to that part and whatever. And I mean, you literally spent, like, I don't even know if you rested much, hardly at all, because you were, making sure that it was a long night. But I appreciate that at the end of it, the result was, I was like, oh, no pain. I forgot. I think I forgot that I was hurting.
That's right.
And then I realized that I wasn't, but I want to, somebody asked a question early on before we go, and about Raynaud's, and I've over the years suffered from Raynaud's syndrome, and it's always triggered for me by cold weather, touching my lips, And so I tend to walk around like this a lot because the cold weather would trigger the, do we have a supplement that would address is that like a neuropathy, or is that like a disconnect between the brain and what is it? I mean, triggered for me is cold.
Right. I would just use Alpha 7 light stream and apply it to the area, because the light stream will help deliver it directly to the area where you want it. And also Alpha 7 is boosting the immune system to address whatever's there. White blood cells, killer T cells, you name it. Alpha 7 can get you the assistance that you need by just triggering your body to respond in a way that's coming to the rescue, if you will. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I want to try that. Y'all, I'm gonna take a picture of myself because Dr. Lee says that in 30 days of using the telomeres, I should see a difference. So I want to see.
Take a picture every day.
Most folks, take one every day. And most folks that know me probably haven't seen me for a minute. They know that I have a significant change in appearance because of all of the the loss of weight. So that in and of itself. But I'm hoping that some of these wrinkles and stuff, because you mentioned the neck and stuff like that. So some of the stuff that has sagged as a result of the weight loss will tighten and tone up.
I think you're going to enjoy it. I'm sure you are. You just use it, be consistent. Telomere rejuvenation. You can do it every night or every morning, and boost your cell collagen levels and everything. Anti-aging.
Think about the stuff that I don't have to purchase.
Right, and you did it in one purchase.
The supplements it's in the supplement.
Because you can go to my website and get telomere rejuvenation, and it's about $90.
Or you can get a $65 membership, monthly membership, and get 100 sessions of that and whatever else. You can get as many things as you want.
It's less money involved when I get people to get the app, the website. However, it's okay because it's something that's actually functional, a solution, and it's affordable for all the people, not just for elites or people that are better off than others. Everybody can afford this. This is better than just getting the supplements. The supplements are great. That's all I've been using for the past 18 years. However, the last 2 years we've been using the digital plant-based frequencies or signatures, and it is just as effective. And I can't stress it enough. It's like, why are you spending your money? They're there. They're there available for you. You can get the supplements all you want, but you can get the digital supplements all you want as well, and use them at your leisure. Create a bottle and give it to a family member. Create a bottle of eye drops. Give it to a family member. That's $45.
Make that too. Yeah, that's $45. Yeah, so I'm gonna make eye drops because I've had cataract surgery, but you said even with that, I should get some clarity. Yeah. Loaders.
The Monday and Wednesday night calls with Alice, get on the Zoom and you'll hear people talking about the eye drops all the time. Everybody just raves about how the eye drops and they give their testimony. So it's not just me or you. It's just we have a whole community of people using Alice worldwide in different countries, Taiwan, you name it. They're using Alice to help themselves because now they don't have to fly to Georgia to get the consultation with myself or with Dr. Peters and get the herbal supplements, get the therapies and so forth. We have it in one place where everyone can access it on their own and utilize it in a session, that you can administer yourself. You can increase the efficacy of it by using a Bluetooth speaker, a big one or a small one, and placing it in a strategic area for your body to receive these frequencies, because your cells can hear just like they can feel. Yeah, exactly right. That's right. A little speaker like that, place it where you need it on your body, and you just be amazed the relief. Like the young lady who was there that stayed next door, that had Parkinson's and the pain in her knee. She put the speaker on her knee for just 5 minutes. We used a session called Emergency Pain Be Gone, which always helps with inflammation pretty much on the spot. It's a good one to help quick if you need to just give somebody a sample. And she told you she needs some more because it was very helpful for her. And like I said, I only
Yeah.
used it for 5 minutes, and you have it now. And it works the same whether I press the button or you press the button. You know.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna give her a bottle. I'm gonna give it to her in the bottle, and I'll give her. Then we do a session. So
Yeah, yeah,
so
it'd be.
yeah. I mean, pain is one thing, I guess, but I guess the other thing is what does cause is Parkinson like a neurological
Oh,
disorder?
so for Parkinson's, I'll give you a solution right now. I mean, maybe you go ahead and let her be the first person that you help with Alice, other than in your house. But Neurospark and Alpha 7.
Oh, okay.
And then, of course, keep using the emergency pain be gone, because having your body out of pain is helpful to help it to heal itself when it's not dealing with the onslaught of pain.
There was someone who was dealing with arthritis, and we were looking at it, the ingredients, and they have stiffness but not pain, joint
Okay.
stiffness, and so they were saying, would it still be the same arthritis formula, or something? What addresses when say their stiffness and mobility is kind of maybe challenged because of that.
Yeah, I would I would still use arthritis aid, but I would also incorporate red light therapy. It's a red light therapy session. It's 5 minutes, and then super oxygen 52, because it helps oxygenate the joints and the cells in that area. But the red light therapy will help with the stiffness. Arthritis aid will help with the cause of the arthritis and help rebuild new tissue in that area concerning cartilage. Even though it takes time, it will help. Also, you can
What
use another supplement called calcium 365 to rebuild cartilage and help with the bone density as well. Calcium
Okay.
365 is a good one. I use
Yeah.
that one to help
Okay.
a young lady in Bahamas help heal her broken wrist and arm. Arthritis aid, calcium 365, red light therapy, emergency pain be gone. These combinations work, guys. If you try them back to back, do it once a day or twice a day, and as needed. Sometimes you'll be like, you won't take pain meds anymore. You won't reach for things like BC powders and stuff anymore. Those things cause terrible side effects to the stomach lining and just a number of things that can be avoided by not having to use something for pain. Because everything that they have on the market for pain causes damage.
To
You know,
the stomach lining and so forth. I understand a lot
the
of gas.
kidney, the kidneys have to filter everything that comes through the system. Then it goes to the liver. So those two things get challenged by just processing what you're eating, even if it's medication. We have to know better nowadays that medication are drugs, and drugs are not conducive to healing. They are helpful for a band-aid effect, if you will, in emergency situations. Because I would go to the emergency room if I was in a car accident, and I would use drugs to help me get through whatever the situation is, so they can sew me back together or whatever happened. But after that, the follow-up wouldn't be with drugs, you know, for the healing process. It just doesn't make sense. Emergency situation, sure, anesthesia, all of that may be necessary, but recovery and healing, yeah, Mother Nature is in charge of that one.
Okay. Makes sense to me. Well, again, I want to thank you, but I do have a special announcement that I wanted to make, though kind of unrelated to our topic, but important for those who stuck around. And I had to write it out, y'all, because it's kind of long. But I'm going to put up, let me put this up so you can see what I'm talking about. Okie dokie. So before we leave this evening, I'd like to share one final announcement that's really especially close to my heart. Many of you have heard me speak over the past 3 years about the war, or the women already. And what began as a gentle nudge and then a challenge from Chief Pontiac, so y'all know him as also Rod Hayes, to me, has grown into something much larger than I ever imagined. During that time when we put the call out, hundreds of women from across the country expressed their desire to be part of something greater than themselves. And together we've prayed and we've planned and we've waited and we've prepared for this moment. And I'm excited to announce that the wait is over. From Thursday, August 27th through Sunday, August 30th, 2026, if you will. This year, House of Reawakening Minds here in Wilmington will host the founding convocation of the war. The women are ready. And this will be far more than a conference. It will be a historic gathering dedicated to the activation, organization, and mobilization of women who are ready to help shape the future of our communities, our families, and our world. And while the focus of this founding convocation is the activation of the women are ready, I want to make it clear that men are welcome and encouraged to attend. We believe meaningful change happens when women and men work together with mutual respect, a shared purpose, and a commitment to building a better future. Throughout the weekend, you'll hear inspiring speakers. You'll be able to participate in meaningful discussions, experience opportunities for spiritual healing, build lasting relationships, hopefully, and help lay the foundation for what we believe will become a powerful national and ultimately international movement. The registration is just 125 notes for all 4 days and includes, continental breakfasts and refreshments each day. We'll also have vendors on site with reasonably priced lunch and dinner options. So if you've been waiting for the right time to become involved, this is it. After 3 years of preparation, the time has come. The women are ready. So we sincerely hope you'll join us August 27th through the 30th at the House of Reawakening Mind here in Wilmington, Delaware. And we look forward to welcoming you and making history together. I also want to once again thank our special guest, Dr. Aitasi Lee L, for sharing his wisdom and his experience and his passion for holistic health and wellness with us this evening. Like we said, to learn more about his work, please visit thesimpletruthllc.com. And if you'd like to purchase any of his products or services, be sure to use that discount code DRG to receive 10% off. So I want to thank you for spending part of your evening with us. And don't forget, official House of Reawakening Minds returns this Friday, July 10th, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time with Grand Sheik, Tajiri Bay. And we will be our session. Let me share this. This coming Friday, The Awakening Mind. Are we living or merely dreaming? So we want you to come hang out with us. We're back after 6 weeks. We are back, and we want to see your face or your avatar in the place. We hope that you will come and be part of that with us. Again, thank you, Dr. Lee. Thank you, brothers. Hello. Thank you. Can't say those names right, but thank you for putting your energy in the space and for the work that you do also. So with that, we are going to bid you a good night. Let me see. And hopefully you will think about, and I'll leave that up, coming and being part of this convocation. I think it's going to be great. We decided to put action to something that's been 3 years in the making. And we hope that you will be a part of history. Appreciate every last one of you.
This is not merely a building. It's a sanctuary of remembrance, a threshold where the veil parts, and minds once lulled to sleep begin to rise. This is the house of reawakening minds.
I entered in silence, intellect and despair, seeking refuge from illusions thick in the air. Walls lined with scrolls, lectures dense with light, where knowledge resurrects what was hidden from sight. No pulpit performance, no charismatic show, just a word in its purity, allowing the soul to grow. History unpacked with surgical precision, exposing falsehood, restoring vision. They taught me jurisdiction, the power of a name, how to stand in one's truth, free from legal games, from colonial codes to Moorish descent. I learned that ignorance is the true imprisonment. Not just a church, this is consciousness refined. I found myself inside the house of.
This is sacred ground, not just wood and stone. A haven for the seekers who once felt alone. Here the veil is lifted, the contract unwinds. In the house of reawakening minds. Truth is the altar, wisdom is the flame. Every soul remembered, every bloodline reclaimed. Time collapses and the spirit aligns. Inside the house of reawakening
We
minds.
speak of capitis, diminution, and trust law with grace, pulling veils from the statues that distort the race. Reverend Doctor don't preach, she teaches through metaphysical keys and universal speeches. From Egypt to Amexim, maps are redrawn, and the minds of the lost are profoundly reborn. They decode etymology, undo the brands, expose how black was a corporate sleight of hand. This is reclamation through language and tone, when status is corrected and sovereigns are grown. From natural law to the astrological signs, the cosmos converge in these sacred confines. This ain't dogma, it's the science of the divine. Every lecture a seed in the garden of the
He
mind.
said, know thyself, but gave no guide until I found the house where illusions died. Here the soul remembers, the contract is clear. We are the heirs and the ancestors cheer. This is sacred ground, not just wood and stone. A haven for the seekers who once felt alone. Here the veil is lifted, the contract unwinds. In the house of reawakening minds. Truth is the altar, wisdom is the flame. Every soul remembered, every bloodline reclaimed. Time collapses and the spirit aligns. Inside the house of reawakening.
They don't ask you to believe, only to remember. You are not lost, you've simply been rendered, redacted by systems, misclassified by law. But the house restores what the paper man saw. It's not just theology, it's the restitching of fate, the alignment of cosmos with your birthright state. Genealogy meets metaphysics, past meets now. The veil is a lie and this house shows how. They speak a treaty, jurisdiction and name, that being black was never a rightful claim. They restore divine memory through patience and fire, raising minds from bondage in the conscious empire. No choir needed when the frequency's high. It's the house where illusions die.
House of reawakening minds, where scholars become sages and the forgotten reclaim the eternal.